Grocery stores. On the surface, they seem like the most normal part of life. A place to grab some dinner ingredients, a quick snack, or just stock up on stuff for the week. But behind all that normal stuff, there's a hidden world of risks that can make your average grocery run way more dangerous than you'd think. From parking lot chaos to hazards in the checkout line, there's a lot more going on in your local supermarket than you'd expect. Today, we're counting down the top 10 reasons why a simple grocery trip can turn into a not-so-fun adventure. From reckless drivers in the parking lot to slippery floors in the produce section, we're breaking down all the places where things can go wrong. Why is the produce section so slippery? Why is the parking lot basically a danger zone? And what could stores do to make things safer for everyone? Stick around as we explore how even the most boring places can have some unexpected risks. Before we jump in, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more fun and surprising content like this. Alright, let's dive in. Here are the 10 most dangerous parts of your local grocery store and what we can all do to stay safe. You might think the most dangerous moments of your grocery trip occur inside the store, but the real danger often starts before you even step through the doors. The parking lot, that seemingly innocent stretch of asphalt, turns out to be a breeding ground for the unexpected. Assaults, thefts, reckless drivers. It's almost like the Wild West out there. Imagine just finishing your late shift, tired and eager to get home, only to be met by shadows and silence. What lurks there? Who's waiting by your car? This isn't a movie. This is reality for countless retail workers and late-night shoppers. Dim lighting, tight corners, and a mix of cars and distracted pedestrians all make the parking lot a place where accidents are almost inevitable. It's easy for someone to get hurt simply walking to their car. And with so many people rushing to leave, drivers often aren't paying close attention. Is more security the answer? It could help, sure. But at what point do we start questioning why parking lots are left as lawless battlegrounds in the first place? Better lighting, security cameras, and more respect from drivers could make all the difference. Inside the store feels like a sanctuary compared to the chaos outside. But don't be fooled. The aisles, where customers meander seemingly at ease, often disguise the tension bubbling beneath the surface. Arguments over that last sale item can flare into something dangerous, and those narrow aisles aren't always equipped to handle the tempers that shoppers bring with them. The last jar of pickles? A potential flashpoint. That discounted bag of chips? Suddenly a matter of life and death. Even the seemingly simple act of navigating a cart can be a source of conflict. People blocking aisles, accidentally bumping into each other, or trying to reach the same item can all create tense moments. Do we really think those everyday arguments won't spiral? Would a simple smile diffuse the mounting tension? Or are we ignoring a bigger issue about people's lack of respect in public spaces? Maybe more space between aisles, clearer store layouts, or just more understanding from fellow shoppers could help calm things down. The produce section. Lush greens, shining apples, and fresh danger. All it takes is a dropped grape, a misplaced piece of lettuce, and suddenly you're in a world of trouble. Slips, trips, and falls happen in the blink of an eye. Picture it. One minute you're reaching for a head of lettuce, and the next you're on the floor, trying to remember if you bought health insurance this month. It's not just the fruits and veggies. Those misting systems used to keep produce fresh can make the floor wet and even more hazardous. Is a banana peel really to blame? Or is it negligence in cleaning protocols? Perhaps the question isn't about what makes the floor slippery, it's about why we accept the risk as just another part of the shopping experience. More frequent checks and cleaning, along with better footwear for employees, might help reduce the danger. The freezer aisle might be cold, but that doesn't mean tempers don't flare. There's something about the frosty air that makes people particularly impatient. Maybe it's the wait for someone to finish comparing frozen vegetables, or perhaps it's the desperation for a favorite ice cream flavor. It's ironic, people rushing to escape the cold of the freezer often end up escalating conflict with heated arguments. Plus, the doors themselves can be a hazard. People leave them open, blocking pathways, or they slam shut when someone else is reaching in. Could it be that the stores need better management of customer flow here? Or is this just another example of our dwindling capacity for patience? Maybe some better organization or even just more awareness of others could keep tempers from freezing over. You've managed to survive the parking lot and weave through the aisles, but your true test of endurance comes at the checkout lane, the final bottleneck where everyone is forced to wait, in close quarters, with an unforgiving ticking clock. Stress is at its peak here. Everyone's tired, some are frustrated, and others are impatient to leave. Cashiers face the brunt of customer anger, and fellow shoppers aren't immune from the occasional side eye or the mumbled insult. The line seems endless, and there's always that one person arguing about coupons or taking forever to find their wallet. Do we need more checkout lanes, self-checkout options, or perhaps a nationwide campaign for more patience? One wonders if the pressure of modern life have turned a once mundane task into a battleground. Maybe if we all just took a deep breath, we could make the checkout a little less stressful for everyone. Ever tried collecting carts in a crowded parking lot? The sheer danger retail workers face while maneuvering these giant metal contraptions is astounding. And it's not just the carts themselves. Reckless drivers seem to view these workers as mere obstacles in their race to leave. With no clear guidelines on customer behavior, it's all too common to see a worker narrowly avoiding an accident while doing what should be a straightforward job. Customers often leave carts scattered around instead of placing them in their corrals, making the job even harder. Is the answer as simple as better signage and more respect for these essential workers? Or does it point to our general disregard for those in less glamorous jobs? Maybe we need more reminders that these workers are people too, deserving of safety and respect. Beyond the neatly stocked shelves, the storage room holds its own set of dangers. With boxes stacked to perilous heights and narrow passageways to navigate, it's a wonder more incidents don't happen. Employees rushing to restock often face a game of precarious balance. One wrong move and an avalanche of canned goods could be the least of their worries. This area, hidden from customers' eyes, becomes a place where worker safety often takes a back seat to speed and efficiency. Heavy lifting, cramped spaces, and pressure to work quickly all add up to a recipe for disaster. Should we be prioritizing worker safety over getting that product onto the shelf a minute sooner? Where do we draw the line between efficient service and basic human care? Maybe better equipment and more training could make a big difference in keeping employees safe. The entrance and exit, two places that seem straightforward but are rife with danger. People rushing in, others rushing out. Oversized carts, lost children, and distracted customers are all ingredients for a chaotic mix. It's no surprise that collisions happen often, especially during peak hours. Everyone wants to get in or out as quickly as possible, but no one wants to consider the danger that haste presents. Automatic doors, while convenient, can also be a risk, closing too quickly or failing to sense a person in time. Could better design of these high-traffic areas make a difference? Or is it our impatience that ultimately causes these accidents? Perhaps if we slowed down and paid a little more attention, these areas could be safer for everyone. The meat section, where customers navigate wet floors thanks to melting ice and dripping packages. It's easy to underestimate the risk of a simple slip, but a fall here can have dire consequences. Employees are tasked with keeping these areas clean, but even their best efforts can't always prevent an unsuspected customer from losing their footing. The irony is clear. While handling raw meat, one wrong step can turn someone from careful consumer to unfortunate victim. How much of this risk can be avoided with better floor maintenance, and how much is simply accepted as an unavoidable hazard of grocery shopping? Perhaps rubber mats or better drainage systems could help keep everyone on their feet. It smells heavenly, and the freshly baked bread looks divine. But the risks faced by those working here are far from idyllic. Hot ovens, slippery flour-dusted floors, and sharp implements mean that injuries are just waiting to happen. Bakers often work under pressure, rushing to meet the morning demand for fresh pastries while dealing with the hazards of their workspace. One wrong move here can have lasting consequences, from burns to more serious injuries. Is the delicious smell of fresh bread worth the risk to those working behind the scenes? At what point do we recognize the dangers faced by these unseen heroes of our favorite grocery section? Better protective equipment, more training, and safer work environments could make a big difference for these workers. And there you have it. The harsh reality of grocery stores in tough times. While they were doing everything they could, it was the workers who bore the real risk day in and day out. It's easy to forget, but those essential workers, cashiers, stockers, and everyone in between, kept us fed when everything felt uncertain, without the protections they deserved. So let's ask ourselves, should good enough really be enough when people's lives are at stake? Next time, let's demand better for them, because they deserve more than half measures. And hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep the conversation going.